Hello there, everybody. We're going to try this again. I'm here in my studio. I need to. Here in my studio. I need to. There we go. I'm going to center the thing. I'm sorry. I'm learning how to do this, and I see there's a latency in my conversation. Sorry. I'm learning how to do this, and I see there's a latency in my conversation. Why is there an echo? Why is there an echo? Which one is this? Which one is this?
aux input, Bluetooth input, USB input,
Well, we're having some problems. Now it's circling. Why is it circling? Hey, hey, there's something. Audio is too low again. Okay. Live chat room. Audio is too low. Why is audio too low? Can anybody hear me? Okay, I'm going to go to OBS and see if I can increase the volume. Okay, we're going to raise the gain a bit. And I'll try. Oh, this is low. This is real low. Change to 75. Okay, now let's go back to studio. I hear you barely. Okay. Um, Harley John says, "Hey, Goldfinger. Okay, I'm starting to read things. It's starting to work. I'm sorry, but this is new to me, guys. I don't hear an echo anymore. That's good. Are you guys able to hear me? Audio is good now. Okay, thanks, Matt. So we're going to talk about some of the problems we have in Dumaguete regarding scooters. Uh, and if you need it louder, let me know because I could change the audio input. Now, hello, hi, Critter, Critter Hunter. That would be, I guess that's Justin. I don't know. It comes up as Critter Hunter. Anyway, so Dumaguete is a little different on riding bikes, and I'm gonna go a little bit without reading all these things. Make video bigger. I don't know how to do that, but I'll try and find out. Carolyn's by my side, my fiance. So see if you can find out how to make the video bigger. Probably in OBS. Let me see if I can. OBS is as big as it's going to get. Um, Interesting. I don't know how to do that, guys, but Carolyn will find out. She's using ChatGPT to find out how to do this. This is my first ever. Um, and go to OBS. Okay, hold on, guys. Give me one moment. Let me go to OBS. Uh, sources? Sources. I think it's this one. Okay. I don't know if that's it or not. I couldn't tell you. Let me see. Uh, I can resize. Okay. Well, I think that's the other one actually. Let's try this one. Okay, and what do I do to resize it? You want it higher too, and center it. I'm looking too close though. I'm scaring myself. But okay, guys, going back to YouTube. Okay, is it bigger now? Okay, that's what she said. Shut up. Full screen. Is it full screen? Thank you, Justin. All right. I can make it even bigger. It's just a little strange how this works. Oh, I see. It's getting bigger all by. It's a little bit latent, but oh, I see. I could even make it bigger. Okay, let me go make it bigger. Hold on, guys. Uh, did I do that? Oh, yes. We're going to make it bigger. There's a little latency here doing this. I'm going to drag it. I'm going to do this. This is a little strange. I don't know why. Okay, we can't move that down any further. That was okay. I need to lock this down. Then I need to go back to YouTube. Okay, it's going to get bigger in just a moment, guys. Um, that's okay. Well, check it in a minute. It's a little bit latent in doing what it needs to do. So, in fact, I see it's moving now, and I already did it bigger. Okay, it's pretty close. That's about as good as I'm going to get right now. I see it's a little bit down, but it's pretty close. Anyway, uh, that's good. Big Dave says that's good. Okay. Sorry to keep you wasting your time, guys, but I'm preparing for Paul. Paul said to me, "Hey, figure out how to go live, and then Paul will come here maybe tomorrow. We have a power outage on Sunday. Today is Thursday, tomorrow's Friday, so he could come Friday or Saturday. But with the power outage, we won't be able to go live. Anything could happen on power outages. Um, so, oh yes, Life in Philippines says, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. I always forget about that. Okay, so scooter safety. Scooters here are uh, inexpensive and easy to ride. That's why I rent them, and it's very easy to ride a small scooter like a 125 click. They're very nimble and easy to ride, and they're pretty safe because you can put your feet on the ground. You can lift the bike up; it's not heavy. If the bike, if you tilt the bike too far, it's not going to go over on you. So um, I I would say for someone older who's never ridden before, start with the 125 click. I don't go for 110s. I don't rent them. I don't buy. I wouldn't recommend them because they have no power and they have no suspension. Um, Everybody's saying it looks good. Okay, great. Um, yeah, there's power out on Holy Sunday. Now it might be a false advertisement because Norco, who's the electric company here, said we may said 2026, not 2025. And somebody said, why would they do it on a Sunday on a Holy Week? It's very strange. So we'll see because I haven't gotten any updates as to whether or not we're going to have a power outage or not. Um, anyway, basically, I like the 125. However, once you learn how to ride, you're going to want to go up to a 160 Honda or a 155 NMAX, and because they have more oomph, they have better suspension, they have wider seats, and you the problem is not you usually. The problem is the other guy. So it's very difficult to drive here because they don't have they don't have motorcycle training here. I talked to a guy once who was driving a car and he said to me, he learned how to drive by watching YouTube. There's no here in Dumaguete. I'm not talking about Manila. I'm not talking about Cebu, but here in Dumaguete, there is literally you can pay someone privately to teach you on a car, but there is no motorcycle training. And most everybody learns as a kid to ride a motorcycle. So, but they don't know safety and they don't know hand signals here. They sometimes don't use signals at all. They don't wear shoes like they should here. A lot of times they don't wear helmets. It's a real problem here, and that's why I started giving helmets to kids because they allow babies to be held and little kids, 2, 3, 5 years old, to ride on the back of motorcycles without shoes and without helmets. Um, I'm getting a lot of long messages. Okay, Mike's sending me Multiple messages. Mike, I can't read all these messages. It's time for expats in the Philippines to start organizing a serious protective network. Too many are vulnerable and isolated without any real support. Okay. Um, he's talking about creating a volunteer patrol force. Well, I don't wish to change the Filipinos' culture. You know, I don't want to make it into a country like I came from. Okay, the beauty of being here is that we literally have freedoms here that we don't have. There's not as many laws and rules. They're slowly starting to bring in rules and requirements, but I don't want to push that narrative. I want them to do it on their own. They really don't know how to drive, and the problem is, they could also Filipinos can buy a car with little down, and they're able to drive it on the streets. A car is a very heavy item, obviously can do more damage, and they drive it like they were riding a motorcycle. So they go around other cars or other motorbikes in the oncoming traffic lane as if they're going to zip around, but cars don't zip around, and they take up a lot more space of on a two-way lane. They take up a lot more space, and they underestimate getting around a vehicle. We don't really have four lanes here. Most all major highways here are two lanes, and most city is one lane with cars parked on the side. It's crazy. Okay. Uh, let's see. I'm going to start reading some of these, but you guys have to start asking me questions about that. Um, So I saw a family of 5 with a baby on a scooter in the Dominican Republic. Well, I've seen wild live pigs on the back of a scooter. I've seen a live goat with the legs tied over the seat. I've seen piles that are way too big, piles of propane tanks of um, I don't know what it was, grass or hay, feed for animals, uh, that you couldn't even see the driver. It was in front and the back. I don't even know how the driver was looking through all this stuff. It's pretty crazy here because they don't really have too many rules. But that said, that's why I'm here. There's not too many rules. So it's cool with me. I just, anyway. Uh, The other problem is, of course, somebody said to me when I posted the last one, someone said to me, "Hey, how come the police came and they didn't arrest the girls?" Well, Filipinos rule. I don't care what age they are. I don't care. When I got pulled over by the cop, he asked me for, I didn't get pulled over. I'm sorry. When they called the cop at the scene, the girls did, and it was their fault. They hit me from the back. If you didn't watch that video, the girls hit me from the back. They made a U-turn in the middle of a one-way street and hit me and knocked me off my bike. Now, the girls were fine, but they insisted upon calling the police out. And when the police came out, they wanted my driver's license. They didn't ask them for their driver's license. They wanted to know my story. What happened? I told them what happened. They made a U-turn. The girls said, "Oh, he was overtaking us." I says, "No, I was just going faster than you in a different lane. But you made a U-turn in the middle of the street." Now, they probably would have got away with it, but there was two or three witnesses that hung around and told the police officer they're at fault. They made a U-turn the wrong because there was two girls on one little 110, and the girl in the back pointed to the right, and they missed her street, and so she just figured she'll make a U-turn and go back. But she didn't. She looked in her rearview mirror, but she didn't look. She didn't turn her head to the right to see me. So when she went to go make a U-turn, she clipped the back of my bike and knocked me off. Bottom line is, I know that I'm just a guest in their country, and you're going to have to know that too. And they uh, they literally uh, didn't have any money. They were going to school. Um, I said, "Hey, I could take care of myself." I was all scraped up and shaking and bloody, and I said, "I can go to the hospital. I have zero deductible. I don't want any damages or anything else. I just wanted to pay for the part that they damaged on my bike because it went down and scraped the front." Now, um, they went. I asked her to go across the street to the Honda dealership, and get the price of that uh, shroud. It was a white shroud on the front, and it was 2,500 pesos. And um, 2,500 pesos is roughly 42 dollars. It's not a real expensive, but to them, they didn't have 2,500. And I'm like, well, do you have 2,000? No. Do you have 1,500? No. So the pop said to me that they don't have any much money. He says they're going to school, and I could see they were buying things for resale, like cigarettes and candy. I said, well, they have to pay something. Okay, I'll pay the difference, but do they have 500 pesos? And they checked. They said yes. I said, okay, pay me the 500. I'm going to let it go. I'm going to have to pay for it. Okay, and that's the way it is here. It's crazy. Okay. I have some people telling me stories. So, anybody have any questions? Uh, I see Critter Hunter and other people are having their own conversations on the side. Hopefully, this is working right. So, anybody have any questions? Is the sound coming out okay? The weird part is my lips aren't synced with the video, so I don't even know if you're hearing everything I'm talking about. It's just a little strange. Um, but I'm still trying to figure this out. Who's got some questions for me about safety here? The problem with a car is if you get a car and you drive it on the street, um, okay, it's good, it's synced. Um, if you buy a car here, it's several million pesos. They don't finance it. You have to pay cash for foreigners. Now, with that said, um, are a bigger liability because if you have a car and you're driving and you're a foreigner, you're the deep pocket. So if a guy, let's say a person hits you on a motorbike because he tried to go around you and you made a left turn, your blinker was on, you came to a stop, you were going to make a left turn on the street, the guy went around you to the left, and when you started to make your left, he hit the front fender of your car, flipped over, and hurt himself and broke his leg. Guess who's at fault? You're at fault. Okay, that's the crazy part because you're the deep pocket, you're the foreigner. And if a Filipino hits you, even if he doesn't even have a driver's license and registration, you're going to end up paying, and he could take you to court. So it's a little crazier. Um, uh, I'm glad the lips and the voice are in sync. Thank you. It not on my end. What I see is not, but I'm glad it's working for you guys. Um, Hi, Goldfinger in chat. Would a motorbike dash cam make a difference in an accident? We have that in Thailand, and it does help with the police determining fault. By Retired in Asia. Thank you, Retired in Asia. Um, you can have a dash cam, and it probably would be a good idea because if he takes you to court, uh, bottom line, you'll be able to show that what you were doing, what you had done, but you would need a video front and back in order to be protected. And and maybe that might save you from a lot of losses because I know someone who's gone to court. He's paid thousands of dollars to a lawyer, and he doesn't have a video of what happened. And all these Filipino friends of this guy is testifying, and they weren't even there, but they're acting as if they were there, and that's crazy, and they're saying, oh, he's at fault. He did this. He did that. Obviously, a video is worth 1,000 words. I mean, a picture's worth 1,000 words, as they say. So, yeah, I would say a video would be good and probably be good on a motorbike too, because I've had several accidents and none of them, honestly, the last three were not my fault. Uh, so Goldfinger, you need to meet some local politicians. There is a sky is the limit. I have my own private militia here in Cambodia. Okay. Wow, I'm covering a lot of areas. Yeah, Critter Hunter. Yeah, Goldie, maybe you are more liable if you own a car, but I'm married. And he's married, and Justin's from Critter Hunter is married to a Filipina. What's more important, paying less money or keeping my family safe in a car? Got it. I know cars are definitely safer than motorbikes when it comes to having accidents. Absolutely. But there's more liability. I'm just letting you know, and it's more cost, and repairs are higher. Okay, and but you do get air conditioning, so there are some creature comforts, but you do have more. You just have to remember, carry insurance. Just here If you're a foreigner, I don't care if you're riding a motorbike or if you're riding a car, get insurance, liability insurance. Liability insurance is actually very, very cheap here. So that strongly suggests liability insurance. To give you an idea on liability insurance, on a motorbike, I can get 200,000 pesos worth of liability insurance for $5, $5 US, a year. And it in third party liability insurance covers anybody I hit or anything I damage. That's how cheap it is. I don't know what the price is on a car. You're going to have to contact Michael Onstead for that. And he's been on a previous channel, has the information in the description how to reach him. But maybe Justin can give me a cost on that. Um, hi, Michael. He's on here too watching. So call Michael and ask him. I know he does car insurance and he does motor. He does my motorbike insurance. I have motorbike liability coverage on all my bikes because if somebody hits somebody on a scooter that my wife rented, I'm the deep pocket. They're gonna come after me because it was my bike. So anyway, um, so let's see. Crater Hunter, I have insurance on my three cars. So this is Justin. But never been in a wreck in 10 years here. Had a bad wreck on a scooter though, and I won't let the wife on one again. Well, Carolyn tried to drive my motorbike and she went down twice. I gave her an electric cart to use. We actually have two electric carts, one for rent and one for her. It's four wheels. It's easy to use. It does not require at this time a license, registration, but you can and you cannot get insurance, liability insurance on electric cart. So just kind of keep that in mind. Um, a naked, this is Matt. A naked guy jumped on my rental car in Lapu Lapu. I'm done driving here. I can't imagine. uh, me, Mr. Nice Guy, kill still. I'm not going to read that one. A lady, something about a ladyboy. I'm sorry, man. Mike Williams. I'm not going to go in there. Um, here's Life in Philippines Traveler. I got USAA International Insurance, and it cost me $24 a year. I assume it's a USD. I've covered for 350,000 and 500,000. I'm pretty sure that's liability coverage, but you'll have to let me know. Life in Philippines Traveler, it's another YouTuber. Um, are the bike helmets DOT quality? They don't have a Department of Transportation here. They get them out of China, but they do have quality helmets. And some of the helmets that you buy in the USA are actually most of them you're getting from China. So they do have quality helmets here. However, they allow bicycle helmets on motor scooters, literally bicycle helmets. They're half a cap on your head. They have holes for venting. They're not hot, so a lot of people buy bicycle helmets, but they're not going to protect your jaw, your ears, your chin, your nose, your face. Not recommended, but it is allowed in Dumaguete. Probably not in Cebu or Manila. I'm just talking Dumaguete here. My experience is in Dumaguete. You can have a bicycle helmet on a motorbike. Um, let's see. Let's see. All right. Somebody saying my name, my old name from Las Vegas. That's nice, but I legally changed my name. Um, let's see. Life Philippines insurance. So the USAA insurance is what just moved, is the coverage they gave me before I left Florida in June of 24. $24. But I'm sure that's liability. I just wanted to verify that. It's probably not covering the vehicle itself. Um, I didn't know anything. Philip, I don't know anything about Frank Smith and Duma punching somebody in a wheelchair. I don't know. Um, Land Transportation Office has suspended the registration of light electric vehicles. Not in Duma. Uh, so I don't know where you're talking about. The LTO has suspended registration, but not in Dumaguete. Dumaguete is still allowed to ride electric carts without registration, without licensing, and without insurance. And you don't even need a driver's license. Um, okay, so The weather here, David. Well, David Wright. It's hot, and if you ask me a month from now, it's going to be hot. And if you ask me 6 months from now, it's going to be hot. We're coming into the summer, so not only is it hot, it's humid. It's hot. It's hot and humid. Florida. Compare it to Florida weather. I mean, you get steamed up. I get steamed up glasses, so it's hot. Um, so Critter Hunter, Justice said I got pulled over last week. Took my license for took your license for no seatbelt. Well, why did he take it, Justin? What are you supposed to do? How do you get it back? Uh, I don't know. I don't help people. Philip from Philippine Dreams. Goldfinger help with Frank's bail money. No, I'm very sorry. I help children. I only help children. I don't help adults. Um, I may be getting into helping children that need medical needs. We're going to talk about that later in the future. Um, not alive, but probably in the future, I'm going to interview a girl that has a baby has cleft feet, both of them, and she needs an operation and might need to raise money for her because she's a baby and it is a fix. I looked it up and it is a fixable operation, simple, especially when she's a child. Um, let's see. Uh, David Wright. That's yeah, let's see. Critter Hunter. Now, for any infractions, they take your license, give a ticket, you get it back at I assume you're saying LTO when you go to pay it. It's a pain in the A. Yeah, I'm sure if they take my driver's license, it's going to be a pain in the A because they're taking it so you have to pay your fee and making sure you pay your fee. Because a lot of people get tickets and they adhere and they don't pay their fees. So I guess they're taking away your driver's license, which is a new one. That's something new they're doing, because they have checkpoints where if they see you without a helmet, you have to wear a helmet. If they see you with open toe shoes, you're not allowed to. They'll pull you over and they'll impound your vehicle, whether on a scooter. I'm talking about scooters, um, but usually they don't bother anybody in cars, and they usually don't bother foreigners. If they see, I'll be honest with you, if they see the color of your skin's light and you're riding, they just wave you on. They know you're paying for it. They figured that. Um, okay, Philip, I'm not going to help Frank. I'm very sorry. I don't help adults. Um, Critter, Michael Osset says Critter's on fire. He's on here. uh, there seems to be more checkpoints, according to Justin, that because of the election, it's election time. So there's more checkpoints because they're trying to show that they do something. But I got to tell you, normally they just let things go. They really do. They don't do a whole lot on checkpoints. Unfortunately, they hurt the Filipinos a lot more than they hurt the Americans because they don't have the money for like 3,000 peso fine for not a helmet, 1,000 or 1,500 peso fine for not having proper footwear. It kind of sucks because they don't have that kind of money. You have to understand, most people that work here use a bike because it's cheap in transportation. Most Filipino citizens, and they're not getting 500 pesos a day, and that's 8.5, $9 a day. Okay. So to come up with 1,500 is 4 days labor. It's crazy. Um, Canada, Philippines adventures. I am good. Life in Philippines, traveler. Okay, Goldfinger, check your email. Just sent you what my USAA international plan is. So thank you very much. I'll check into that. Philippine Dreams. Um, did you get legal trouble in Las Vegas? I did get legal trouble in Las Vegas, and it was over 10 years ago. God, that was a long time ago. 2010. Oh, God, that's 15 years back. Um, and so it was settled in court, and since then it's been settled. So I used to have a gold refinery, and somebody was unhappy with something that happened, um, and it's in the past, guys. It's 15 years ago. Um, and you can keep calling me Philippine Dreams. You can keep calling me by my former name, but I'll end up blocking you. So it doesn't make much sense. I legally changed my name. Um, 1,020 was the fee for not having a seatbelt. That's crazy that they looked in your car, Justin, and saw that you didn't have a seatbelt. I mean, if your windows are tinted, I don't even know how they saw that. Uh, Paul, Philippines, I was knocked off my bike in Bakong by three kids on a bike ages 12 and 13. Good God, that's young. Spent my vacation with seven busted ribs in Silliman and a 120,000 peso bill. Okay, this is another reason why you need health insurance here. It's cheap. It would have cost you, I'm not sure what your age is, but if you're in your 60s, it would have cost you under 50,000 pesos a year to have full coverage, 100% with no deductible, Paul. So you got to get with Onstead, okay? Accidents happen. You know, they always say here, it's not if, it's when. Okay, so that's a very common saying here. Um, yeah, you're wasting your time talking about court transfers. It's in the past, guy. It's all been settled. It's paid. Paul Old Dog had a massive mental breakdown, and he broke Baby May's nose. Oh, this is stupid. I'm not going to read that. You know, this is stupid stuff. If you do healthcare fundraiser for the kids, I'm in. I'll keep me in. Thank you very much, David. It's just for one baby. I'm a little concerned about doing it because I don't usually do something for an individual child. I try to do for masses. But uh, my friend Dean is taking pictures. He's going to pay for the uh, CAT scan, or I believe he said a CAT scan to take or X-rays as to what it's going to take. And he asked if she comes back, she's in Dipalog, and he says if she comes back, would I interview or show videos? I said I would, but I don't want a whole bunch of children lined up that have medical problems because it's just too much. I try to help the masses rather than individual. It's not. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just being realistic. Um, but anyway, We're going to check on that child. I'll bring it. Um, okay. Do you help the orphanages around here in Dumaguete, Cebulan? This is by Life in Philippines Traveler. Um, like that other YouTube vlogger and his wife are doing. Uh, Paul and I went to an orphanage and helped an orphanage, and we were asked to. Paul was there because of Paul's recognition and knowledge and notoriety. I was asked to drive the car, the van. They had bought a brand new van, and everybody in their group didn't know how to drive. So I was the designated driver. Um, of course, I went along with it. I drove. I was happy. I passed out gifts to the kids and joined them, but it's not typically my gig. Years ago, I used to fund orphanages. I haven't done it in a long time. I actually did it through Paul before I ever came to the Philippines. I helped fund orphanages, and um, both in Manila and I think a few that Paul was involved with here locally in Dumaguete. Uh, all right, so channel. Let's hang out. It's just not going to let that go. Okay, so if you're not going to let it go, I'm going to end up blocking you, brother. Uh, here we go. I tried to tell you just let it go, but uh, we're going to put a user in a timeout. Oh, I love it. Okay. Oh, this is something. We're putting you in a 30-minute timeout. I don't even know if I'm going to talk for 30 minutes. So you're timed out for constantly coming up with my former name and asking me about lawsuits. I warned you. Sorry. Mark Thornton faked his death. So not going to go there, Philip. I'm not going to do that type of stuff. Um, Canada, Philippines. I agree. One must have insurance while driving there, definitely, to protect themselves. It's so cheap. I don't understand why you don't. Okay, you can get y- liability insurance. Like I said, was extremely cheap. Maybe um, uh, Justin could tell me how much liability insurance is on a car, but liability is cheap. Again, with the Mark Thornton. Okay, Philip, I'm gonna time you out. You're just not getting it. We're not talking about Mark Thornton. He passed away, and I respect um, I respect the I have respect for him. He wasn't my friend, but you're timed out for 30 minutes. Bye. So I love this. I got power. Uh, all right. So your set looks like Howard Stern. Well, I have a drape behind me because there's a window back here. But I do have another camera that faces the other way when Paul comes here, and we can split the picture. And I'm looking forward to having Paul on. Uh, Phil Dreams. Oh, it's deleted. Wow. Why are there so many weird viewers? I attract some weird ones. One ZNZEROX. Okay. Yeah, I get it. LTO helmets laws, national bicycle and up to one. David, Philip has too much time. Says, yeah, I guess so. Life of Philippines traveler, Michael Onstead. You and me need to talk face to face. I hope Michael's on still. Getting insurance. Okay, boss man. Let me know next time you're coming to Dumaguete. I'll be in Cebu, May 1st. Okay, you know what? He goes to Cebu, and he does talks with people. He does one-on-one as well. So, probably get a hold of him. You can reach him on my video with Michael that I did a week ago, and it has his number and information. Um, Justin says, I can't remember. I pay insurance for a lot of stuff. Cars, workers, resort. Didn't you say Michael O does it? Yeah, Michael Onstead does cover cars, um, and motorbikes, just not electric e-carts. That's the only one he doesn't. Uh, Good, get rid of the trolls. Well, this is my first live, so I'm a newbie. Usually when they write to me in comments on something I do, I can just remove it or I can go ahead and um, block them from being on my YouTube channel. This is live, so it's a little different. I'm glad they're not talking live. I'm glad they're written. Uh, yes, I do need artwork, David. We're going to be getting some pictures and stuff on the walls. I've ordered some things, and Paul promised to bring some over. So we'll be doing. I'll be doing some new stuff on my recordings, which is going to lighten it up a bit. It's kind of funny, but hey. Uh, uh, so here's another guy, Mr. Wisdom, who has no brains. We're gonna hide user on this channel because he's a jerk. Okay. First live stream is great. Just block the trolls. Yeah, I'm starting to realize that. Paul in Philippines. I had insurance for the bike, but not myself, unfortunately. I did have travel insurance and claimed it back when returning to UK. I don't understand why holiday insurance is not accepted in the Philippines. Not sure. I really don't know anything about holiday, but Paul, you need liability and then you need medical. Okay, liability for your vehicle. Motorbikes are very cheap to repair. Okay, usually they're not completely wiped out, and you could repair them. I don't. I one time paid for motorbike insurance, a scooter actually, a 160 PCX insurance, and it was, as I remember, very expensive. And it got to the point where I could replace anything for the cost of doing that. But liability is another subject, and your health. Um, we're not going to talk about other people. We're not going there, John Hill. Really, wife is helpful. Yes, she is very helpful. I couldn't possibly do anything without her. Um, uh, oh, again. Well, Michael Onstead was on here. We'll see. Hey, Goldfinger, the more popular you get, the more the keyboard warriors attack. Well, yeah, no good deed goes unpunished here. Are you enjoying your channel? So I'm having a blast, but I'm bringing in special effects, and I'm not going to blow it yet. My special effects are going to be different. I'm see your Anna says I see you're enjoying your first live. Nice, by the way. Say hi to Carolyn. It's Carolyn, by the way. Lyn. From me. I will, Anna. Uh, let's see. No, my real name is Goldfinger, to Simsalabim. My name, I legally changed it to many, many years ago to Goldfinger. So that's a formerly known name. I don't use it anymore. Let me look you up for Rent a bike. I appreciate that. David says he's going to look me up to rent a bike. I appreciate it. Again, uh, it is my fiance's bike rental, but I handle a lot of stuff for her. A coffee and a cigarette with Paul. Well, Paul smokes. I don't Paul smoke, but yeah. Did you see the great Bud Brown? Yes, he's back home here. Back home being in Dumaguete. Love the guy. He did a lot of things for a lot of kids also, including footwear. Uh, so if you're gonna keep calling me by a former name, I'm gonna end up giving you a timeout, Mr. Slim. Sim Sim Salabim. Yeah, that's cute, but you know what? It's insulting because I don't like being called that name. That's why I changed it. I didn't like it. So we're going to give you a timeout. We're not going to remove you. Timeout. Okay, you're getting a 30-minute timeout. Sorry. All right. New York City. Oh, your wife is smart and talented. My wife is very smart and talented. W. How did you meet? I'm interested in meeting someone professional and smart. I was told to wait till my boots are on the ground here, and that's what I did. And I went on Filipina Cupid, and I met her there. She was very shy. She kind of ghosted me a couple times, but I didn't give up. I really liked the way she looked, and we got to talking at the mall. She brought a friend. We got talking at the mall. She brought a friend because she was a little worried about meeting me. And I don't know. We spent 2 hours talking. And it went by like a few minutes. And I said, how about She said I have to go home. And she had to do some things. And I said, okay, how about we meet again tomorrow at the mall? And we did. So um, anyway, I haven't talked personally, Jason, to Bud Brown. I know he's here. I saw the videos from Paul. I asked Paul to have him come on, and I'm going to have him come on live. But like I said, this is the first one, and I had a few problems. I went live and then I didn't even know I was live. And then I wasn't sure what to say or how it was going to go. I think I already had 5 questions, but I was like, why is the picture so small? Why is my mouth moving, but I'm not talking? It was weird. Okay. Uh, favorite coffee shop by W. Let's see. Oh, Justin says to Nathan, how to liability Honda. Okay. Anyway, what is a favorite coffee shop? Well, because of the seating, I like Ground Zero, which they changed the name to something or other. I don't know. Something more classy because uh, they do clubbing at night. So the Gen Z, they call it now, Gen Z. It was Ground Zero, so they didn't have to change their signage. They used Gen Z, which was kind of smart. But that's my favorite coffee shop. But the coffee is not really great. You get better coffee at Bose. If you want good coffee, go to Bose. They also have better food for breakfast at Bose. Not the greatest food at Ground Zero. I'm very sorry. Um, well, drugs aren't allowed here, John Hill. So um, that's too bad that he was caught with drugs. But let's see. Oh my God, you guys are not going to let up on my old name, huh? Yes, I used to live in Las Vegas, Larry, but I don't use that name. So if you're going to use it, you're going to end up getting blocked. It's formally known as, and I don't use it. I didn't like it. I had my name changed legally to Goldfinger. That's my legal name, and that's what I go by. So you earned yourself a timeout. Hey, uh, put user on timeout. You got a 30-minute timeout. Bye. So uh, artist formerly known as. Well, the problem with that was okay. So uh, that was Prince. Prince had a great name, in my opinion. He had a really good name, and that was his birth name, Prince. And then he decided he didn't like his name, and he used the Inca symbol for love. Now, how is anybody supposed to call him? Here's Inca symbol, Egyptian Inca symbol for love. So people called him formerly known as Prince. So he didn't get away from the name. So he changed his name back to Prince. It was kind of stupid. I mean, if you're going to change your name, you at least use a name. But in the USA, you can actually have a symbol. You don't have to have a name. Uh, You know, I have a worker here that will teach you how to ride a 125. You can't really get hurt on 125 unless you do something really stupid. But I mean, you'd have to gun it and go into the bushes or something. But honestly, they're very easy to handle a small 125. And I could show you, or my worker Jet here, he handles all the bikes for oil changes, air tires, washing them, cleaning them. It's a full-time job, and he could show you how to ride. He's a very nice guy. He's a young guy. He's Filipino, and it's not that difficult really. And you just go to a parking lot, and there's a few parking lots that they don't you can practice where they don't have a bunch of cars either early in the morning at the mall, or there's a few parking lots where they have open areas, and it's really very easy. You won't have a problem. Uh, let's see. So we're talking. Well, someone teach me how to drive. Okay, so that was Milton. I didn't flee a country. Okay, I chose to come here. I'm not wanted in the USA. Uh, uh, you may think it's fishy, but I owned jewelry stores. And the story is, and I'll tell you the story. So the story on how I got Goldfinger, it's kind of long, and I'm getting a lot of messages here. So I'm sorry, guys. It's gonna be a while to get to it. So the story was, I had jewelry stores in Las Vegas and in Los Angeles, and I used to get my nails done because I would show jewelry when I was younger, to prospective customers that wanted rings for their wives, and so I fell asleep while they were doing while I was getting a pedicure too, and I fell asleep, and as a joke, one of my employees that I treated to having her nails done because she was the top employee for the month in sales, she told the girl to give me a gold pinky. So they gave me a gold pinky. So then they woke me up and said, "Okay, you're all done," because they're doing my nails and my feet at the same time. Okay, great. So I go, "What the hell is this?" Back then, you have to remember this is a long time ago. Back then, I go, "This is gay." Now gay is acceptable, but back then it wasn't. Okay, and I'm going, "You don't do a gold pinky any more than you pierce your right ear." Okay, just it's not acceptable. Now, mind you, I'm not against gays. My son is gay, and I love him dearly. Okay, it's just a choice now, and I have a different view than I did back then. But we're talking 30, 40, 50 years ago. Okay, so I said, do the middle finger. You want to do a gold? So they took it off and they did the gold on the middle finger, and they just buffed the other nails. So everybody started calling me Goldfinger in the store after a week, and it kind of caught on. And from that, about a year from then, I says, you know what? I'm changing my name to Goldfinger because I like it better than my former name, which I don't use, which you've seen here, you've read it. And so I just changed it to Goldfinger. It wasn't because you don't get away from it. I still have the same social security number. You don't get away from who you are just because you change a name, guys. Okay. It's a funny story about that, how I got Goldfinger name through the court system, but that's for another time. Let's see. Freak does have excellent coffee, Nathan. I go there often. He has a frozen latte. He takes coffee and he brews it real strong and he freezes it with, and then he makes it into a icy coffee. I don't know what they call it, iced latte. It is the best. You got to ask him for the frozen coffee. That's the best. But that's in Valencia. Julian is the owner of the shop. Anyway, um, well, so I haven't been to too many cities. It's Hufax. I don't think that's your name, but he asked me what cities have I been in outside of Duma. Well, I've been to the island of Siquijor. I love it. Siquijor is really beautiful, and you got to go there. Okay, and a lot of Filipinos go there, not just tourists. I mean, they go there for vacation. I've been to Cebu. It's a little crowded. It reminds me of Los Angeles. I like the malls. I don't like the crowds or the cars. Have I been to a lot of cities? No. Sorry, I'm happy in Duma. I used to travel for work. I traveled all the time. I literally lived out of a suitcase and slept in the back of the car while I had a driver take me from city to city, and it's just not my thing anymore. I'm tired. I'm burnt out from traveling. I don't like traveling. So I'm happy in Duma. So I'm afraid I can't help you that. But I'll have people come on that have traveled to many cities. I'd love to see Iloilo one day, uh and a few others, but Manila does has no I have no interest in going to Manila. Uh, So let's go move on. I don't know how far back I am. I'm probably pretty far back. Uh, let's see. I'm coming back in August, Paul, hoping the weather is okay. We're going back to Siquijor. Uh, m- we hire bike in Duma and take it to Allison or Monte. I don't know where that is. Okay, well, you can rent a bike from me and take it to Siquijor if you want, if that's what you're talking about. We're gonna skip a few because I'm getting way behind. You can get insurance on a scooter. You have to pay by the year. So obviously, most people don't keep a scooter that's rented for a year. They'll buy one. So you can't get it for a month. Uh, Not interested in that. Hi, Chris from Maine. We're gonna skip through a few guys. There's too many. You can rent in Sikihor. It's actually cheaper because otherwise you're paying for uh, uh, you can't take the fast track. You have to take the ferry if you're taking a car or a bike over a lot of packages, and it's expensive. It cost me once 900 last year 900 pesos one way to take my bike over, and 900 to bring it back. And you can rent in Sikihor a 125 for 5 or 600, maybe as low as 400, 4 to 600 pesos per day. So unless you're going to stay for a week or two, it doesn't pay to rent a bike and take it over there. So yes, you can rent there, and right where the ferry comes off, uh, uh, they have motor scooter rentals. Uh, so let's see. Rick Harrison. Yes, I did. I did business with him. I knew him. We used to go out to dinner and stuff. So I knew Life in Philippines asked me if I knew Rick Harrison from Pawn Stars. Actually, my father did business with his father years and years ago before they both had passed away. And that's how I used to go in there and I did business. I used to go hang out with my dad. Um, but then he got real famous, and he actually wasn't in on the Las Vegas shop. They actually created a studio, mocked up studio like the store, and everything after that was all fake offers and items that would come in, and they didn't really buy them. They just had paid people to be, to pay people who brought stuff over and paid them as actors. Um, anyway, oh, you know what? I have gone to Bohol, Paul. Um, I went to Bohol. I did not like Taglabaran. Excuse me if I say it wrong. Taglabaran or the other one that's next to it. I'm sorry, I can't think of the name of it. I went to the other side to Anda. I rented a car and went to the other side of Bohol to Anda, and I really liked Anda. I stayed at a little uh, bed and breakfast place. It was a big compound. It was right on the beach in Anda called the Poseidon Resort. Like Poseidon, like I think it's the submarine movie from way back. So it was extremely nice. It was 1,000 to 1,200 pesos a night. Had individual little cabins. Had a big property. They had basketball. They had pool tables. They had dining areas. They had a restaurant on site. They were right on the beach. They had barbecues. They'd bring out charcoal and cooking tools and plates, and guys would come right out of the ocean snorkeling with clams, sea urchins, fish that they would spear. It was awesome. We spent Carolyn and I, and we brought Einstein, my dog, there too, um, because he goes everywhere we go. And they allowed a dog, and the dog loved it because he ran all over the place. It was a big property. I strongly recommend going to Anda Poseidon Resorts in Bohol. But the city itself, when you get off the ferry, sucked. It's way crowded and very dirty. Okay, let's move on. Uh, well, you have to decide. Um, what happened to dieting, Justin? Somebody's asking. Well, same thing happens to all of us. Uh, and Michael just got back from a Bohol, so there you go. I'm actually caught up. Oh, cool. Okay, so I'm not far behind. Now, getting back to motorbikes, I'll let you guys ask any more. I don't know if anybody's still up. I'm gonna probably end this in a little bit. I don't know. I didn't time myself what time I started, and this doesn't have a clock on it, does it? This doesn't tell me. Oh, it says 6:49 p.m. Is it really? Oh, I must have started at 6:49. So 6:50. So I've almost been an hour. I can't believe it's been an hour, almost an hour. Okay. So I like riding scooters. I will not get a car. I don't have kids. Carolyn rides her electric cart. Um, Accidents happen. Nothing's horrible. Nothing. I have insurance. I have liability coverage. I have a medical, 100% medical coverage that I like with a million peso policy from Michael. And I like the wind in my hair. I like being free and easy. There's no place to park a car, by the way. It's very difficult to park because they're not. Dumaguete grew so fast, and then they brought in car dealerships, and they're selling cars left and right, and there's no place to park. Literally, there's lots of places for scooters, but there's not too many places for cars, and there's no room. I mean, there's literally no place to park, and it's annoying. You circle and circle, circle in a car. I've been in other people's cars, and you just can't go to a restaurant you want and find a place to park. It just doesn't work that way, but you can on a motorbike. Um, I'm not sure where I left off. Let's see. Mm, Let's go. Oops, did you see? Big Dave, did you see the expat Vitali got arrested? What a dope. No, I didn't see it, Big Dave. Sorry. Canada Philippine Adventures. I paid 350 on arrival. Secure click 125. Okay, so 350 is cheap. I mean, rent it there. Just make sure that you get a helmet and find out what the liability is if you have a problem. Um, I've heard of 400 to 600 as well, but I'm not sure what they rented. Oh my God, this guy's timing me. KBT is timing me and how many people are watching. I haven't even looked at that. There's 76 currently watching. Woo! Okay, uh, 5:45 a.m. here in central Canada. AM? Oh yeah, because I'm nighttime. You're 8. Yeah, it's early. Um, okay. Uh, let's see. L6 light quadricycle requires driving license and registration. Well, I'm not sure what an L6 light quadricycle is, but I don't know motorcycles. I only know scooters. Um, yes, there are motorcycles. Just Mike's take. There are motorcycles here, and you can buy motorcycles. Manual shift, the whole bit. Anyway, hey, grumpy dude, Brian. Good to see you too. I'm actually this is my first live stream. Uh, I don't know if they actually show it as a recording later on, but we were talking about motorbike safety, and you had actually mentioned to me that you have no problem finding a place to park. Now, Bryant purchased a Chariot from me, and it's a three wheel. It's a three wheel, and it's not a truck. It's not a car. It's basically like a passenger vehicle, and he doesn't have a problem. People get out of his way because they see it. It's blue. It's bright, but at the same time, he doesn't seem to have a problem parking. Justin says, yeah, parking's a problem. Scooters have there's lots of places for scooters. Um, but again, if it's raining or if you're shopping or you have stuff, scooter's kind of difficult. Now, I have taken long lumber, um, uh, pipes, water pipes that are 20-foot long on my bike. Tie something to it. They don't require the red flag they do in the States, but I tie something to it so somebody pokes me or hits me. And then I've taken huge boxes back to Amazon, and I have a top box, and I just have rubber bungees, and I rubber bungee it down. So I haven't had any problem. But if I was to buy a stove or a piece of furniture, I just pay to have it delivered. It's very cheap to have people deliver it. Most all furniture places or everybody that sells appliances and stuff, they have delivery, or you can get a pedicab. And the pedicab, they put the items in the pedicab, and the pedicab for 100 pesos will bring it out to your house. So it's never been a problem. I've bought refrigerators from Robinsons, stoves, air conditioning systems, they bring it out, so it's not a problem. Uh, if you go to vacation for a month, I'll have to go without insurance. Actually, you'll have to hit me up, Milton. First off, there is a company that does insure you for a month, and if you come here and get insurance from Michael Onstead, if you leave here, you're covered for a month in any other country, uh, and then so you but you have to pay for a year. So I don't know if you're leaving there and coming back. But it is a annual, at least 6 month payment. So um, I don't think so, David. Paul's been around a long time. He has 100,000, over 100,000 viewers. Crazy there are no taxis. No, there are no taxis in Duma. They have um, trikes, which basically is a motorcycle with a cart attached to it that has two wheels. I don't think it. So total, you have four wheels, but two are in line for the motorcycle, and then where you're sitting, there's two wheels that are on an axle. They're very flimsy. They're not very comfortable. There's not very good shock absorption. They're cheap. They're really cheap though. Filipinos pay 15 pesos to get around on them. Usually I'll give them 20 pesos to 50 pesos. If it's a really long distance and they're taking just me, I might give them 100 pesos. If they're taking me from like a 15 to 30-minute ride. If you're going from here to Valencia, you're looking at about 200 pesos because it's all uphill. It's a long ways to go. But yeah, there's no taxis here. Uh, Maybe they'll bring them in, but there's a problem with parking here anyway. Uh, okay, so an L6 is a four wheel, and uh, they're heavier and faster or more powerful. So it's a motor scooter that's he doesn't say the CCs, but yeah, they have them here. They have 750s here. So did you swap? So oh my God. Okay, you're getting a timeout. Come up with this stuff. Guy, where do you guys come up with this nonsense? Timeout. You're on timeout. You got a timeout. Sorry. You guys keep going on this. You're gonna get blocked. Well done on the first live stream. You're doing great. I'm off to take my dog out the crossing. He's yeah. He's like, where? This is Paul Philippies, Canada affiliate. Oh, I better go back. Bill, yeah, insure yourself. Definitely Canada from Philippine Adventures. Bryant says, oh, it's a message to Justin. I haven't seen your new resort, Justin. By the way, I still have trash picker uppers. But I understand he's moved and it's a new place. When one door closes, a better door opens. I think he even said that. And it's true. This will be better because they have a longer lease. Long leases are important here. On my own home, I have a 15-year lease. I put a lot of money in my own home. We'll do it. We'll do another one on that another time about my home. I'll do a video and walk around and show you the pictures. Uh, but but I felt it was a good price, and I was gonna. It was a lot of room for me to store Carolyn's motorbikes. It had multiple bedrooms, so I was able to four bedrooms and three baths altogether, and I could take one bedroom and make it into the studio, and it wouldn't affect us or anything. So, um, I don't know, Dave. He says old dog's trolling. Old dog's not a troll. Trust me. Old dog's my friend. We've been around a long time. Um, uh, Scooter rental insurance from lender, their annual policy, or you can buy own short-term coverage. Okay. That was by KBT Red. John Hill says, Goldfinger, who did the World Trade attack on 9/11? I don't know. Probably there's a lot of false information given to us. People aren't isn't there? It's just terrible. That Paul says, let's go for Goldfinger. I'm not sure which one, Paul, this is. There's a lot of false information that they fed us about 9/11, just like they did, in my opinion, of a lot of things. There's questioning the moon landing now. Everybody's questioning everything anymore because we don't USA. We don't trust our own government. I think that's pretty much true of all the world. They hide things from us. They don't tell us the truth. They tell us half truths, and it's a shame. It's not the way it used to be. Everything was made in America, and people say rah 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 USA. My father did, and uh, I don't like the word expatriate, expat, because I'm still a patriot of America. I still love America, but I just don't like the political and the drama that's going on there, the social drama. I had to leave. I'm sorry, but I had to leave. I might go back, but can you drive a scooter, motorbike, motorcycle without a driver's license? Oh, without an endorsement? Yes, I don't have endorsements, and I drive a motorbike. You can get one. You probably need one if you're in Cebu or in Manila. In Dumaguete, they don't care. They just want a driver's license, so they don't require endorsements, but they are available. and I have someone that can get you a driver's license here. Um, I hate to use the word fixer, so I didn't use it, but they're a facilitator that can get you a license here for 3,000 pesos. They facilitate you getting it, and she can get an endorsement as well as a Philippine driver's license for you for 3,000. You'll have to hit me up. I think it's in my ebook, but I would call her a facilitator. Not the previous word. And they don't like fixers in the LTO, but a facilitator will help you. She'll get you through it, and that includes your medical, which is in all honesty a joke. They said to me when I went to the medical for my driver's license, it's usually 500 pesos. And oh, hold on a second, Carolyn, I saw her walk by. Can I get a glass of water or something? Dying, and put it on. I have a towel here. You can put it on this. Thanks. So they asked me, do I wear corrective lenses? Now I'm wearing glasses. I wear them 24/7. And they put no. They didn't even ask me. They just said this. I could read their screen. Do you require corrective lenses? No. Does he take any medicine? I take a slew of medicine, high blood pressure, all kinds of stuff. No, no medicine required. Then they asked me, the vision 2020, and then they go into fingerprint. They needed my fingerprint. So I said to her, "Do you need me to give the fingerprint?" And she goes, "No, no, no. We've got that." And the doctor that was there, who does nothing, used her fingerprint to as me. It, and they said, "Okay, you're all done." And it's like, I didn't do anything, but it is what it is. Okay. Now maybe that doesn't go that way in Cebu and Manila, but in Dumaguete, the medical is a joke. Sorry, guys, I need a drink. Okay. Um, let's go back. So Canada, Philippines, you're busy here. Journey Bohol High. Charlie Saltz says just got your book, enjoying it so far. I don't know if it's enjoyable to read. It's a lot of information. I'll tell you that. That book has grown to 40 some odd pages now. Hi, Billy Johnson. Clyde, Seaside guys, what about giving the host a thumbs up? 69 watching and only 25 thumbs up. It's okay, guys. Whatever you want. 76 watching by Critter. 100% agree with you on the expat thing. That was just Mike's take. Um, Zero thumbs down is more important. It is what we get. You get all types, KBT. Critter Hunter. When I did the medical, I couldn't see something for the eye test. So I asked my wife, "What does that say?" in front of the doctor. They didn't care. Well, yeah. I mean, it's a shame, but it's a joke. Yeah, at least in Duba. Uh, Bryant says expat simply is a term used to describe someone choosing to live outside of the country or citizenship of or birthplace. Does not mean you are changing your politics or beliefs. Yeah, I obviously not. But I got to be honest. I mean, expatriate is where they get expatriate, and I'm not an expatriate. I feel like I'm a USA patriot, so I. That's why they shortened maybe to expat, but it's just I don't like the term. Um, yeah, just Mike says hit the like button. KBT, expat just means retained connection, bank mailman, otherwise foreign resident, immigrant. Okay. Um, what's your thoughts, according to John Hill? What's your thoughts on the current genocide Israel is committing against the Palestine people? Okay, I don't want to get into politics or religion here, John. Obviously, it's a touchy subject, but I will say that I am Jewish. I'm not Israeli, and Israelis is a different Jew. My parents were born in Russia and Germany, and they were Jews. Now, I'm a very reformed Jew. Okay, I don't practice any of. I didn't get Bible study. I wasn't bar mitzvah. I might have been. No, I don't. I was bar mitzvah because that's not Jewish. But uh, I. I would say I'm the most un-Jew person in the world because I've gone to church more times than I've ever gone to temple. Uh, I'm not into religion. I don't believe in promised land. I don't believe in fighting over property or beliefs. I just don't believe in it. So I don't agree with either side because I don't believe in war. That's my personal take. What do I think about Israel and genocide and things like that? Yeah, I have no comment on it, no beliefs. Um, that's just my take on it. I'm not going to go there. Excuse me. Okay. Let's see. Enjoying your life. Keep it up. Good job. Well, I'm telling you, I can't believe it's an hour already. What's your thoughts on Bolshevik? Here we go again. Yeah, we're not going there. I'm not into that for the 1930s. That old study. Okay. Just- Jason says, John, what's your thoughts on being less annoying? You guys are funny. I love you all. This is going to be fun. Wait till I get my special effects and I go live. Well, I can't wait for Paul to come on too because Paul's hilarious. Uh, so I think I covered everything. If anybody has any more questions about motorcycle or cars, I'm not an expert, but I can tell you what I know for the last 2 years. And if I can't answer it, of course, Jason can answer for automobiles. I've never owned an automobile here. I don't plan on buying an own automobile here. I think the liability is too strong, too great. I feel the cost is too expensive for repairs, and parking is a pain in the butt. So bottom line is I'll never own a car. I love bikes. Now I'm a little old for a bike. I'm 60. I'll be 69 in a couple months. So they're getting heavy for me. The 160 I ride a 160 PCX. It's pretty heavy. It's about 300 pounds. And if that bike goes over on me, I'm pinned. Okay. Um, but uh, it's so hot. It's kind of difficult right now to ride a bike with a full helmet. And I have a full helmet that covers uh, my full head and my chin. It's called modulated. It actually has a chin area that you press a button and it goes up, so you can take it down or not. And I always put it on with it up, and then I bring the chin down and lock it in place. It protects your mouth. And since I've gone down a couple times by other people hitting me, I'm glad I had it because I've seen people's teeth knocked out. Um, I wear gloves because it protects. Usually, the first thing that happens when you go down is you put your hand out to stop the fall, and you scrape the hell out of your hand if you don't break some fingers as well. So I wear heavy gloves. I do only wear tennis shoes, and obviously boots would be better. It's too hot. I wear shorts. So bottom line, with shorts, you're going to scrape up your knees. If you had pants, probably less scraping, less road rash on the legs. And if you wore long shirts, obviously less road rash on your elbows, um, or shoulders. But you're still going to have pain. You're still going to have pain in your shoulders, and that's what happens. I get pain in my shoulders and legs and ankle. One time I twisted my ankle too. So uh, I I don't care. I'm riding a bike. I like it. It gets a little hot, and I have a water bottle carrier, and I always bring water with me because I'll pull over to the side in the shade and take a drink of water if I'm feeling a little dry. But I like bikes. Now I don't drive. I don't ride at night. Night riding is a whole different story. There's not street lights here. They're few and far between. A lot of people take their lights out of or disconnect their lights on their vehicles, whether it be a car or a motorbike, because they have the belief that they'll have better gas mileage if they don't have their lights on. If they're not riding with their lights. That's obviously, I don't think it's logical, but that's their belief. So they don't. They literally disconnect their lights. I've had somebody rent the bike, a Filipino rent the bike, and he took the mirrors and the top box off because he believed that you get better mileage if he took the mirrors off, and so they had no rear view mirrors. That's just it's just Filipino mentality. I don't know. It is what it is, and but when you ride at night and there's no lights, and then it's raining, and you've got oncoming traffic, and you want to pass somebody, and you can't see, it's pitch black. There's no street lights, so you really take your life in your hands riding at night. I don't like to ride at night. I try to avoid it. Um, okay, so let's go back. We're gonna go. Mark Richard just asked if I miss being in the jewelry store business. Uh, In the last few years of the jewelry store business, it changed. I wasn't doing sales or designing of jewelry. We were buying scrap precious metals because gold had shot up. We were buying diamonds and gems, taking everything apart, scrapping it, melting the gold, sending the stones out in bulk to dealers. Uh, eh, it didn't become a jewelry store anymore. We weren't doing so. Nobody could afford precious metals. It was going back to costume jewelry, and not only that, but people were being robbed if they wore diamonds or gold. Um, just it wasn't a jewelry business anymore. It turned into a pawn shop or a buy sell shop, and literally I handled buy sell stores. I not only owned one, but I also managed one for the last few years, and it's like I do not have Cash App, Harley. Um, I you can if you get my ebook, it explains different ways you can send for the children. I think you can buy me a cup of coffee on here. I don't know, but YouTube takes 30% of whatever you send me through YouTube. But if you get the ebook, it says how you can send me funds for the kids, not for me. I don't want money for me, guys. Send it for the kids, and I'll use it for the kids. So let's see. Hi from South Africa is Jacques. Um, like the intro, thank you. Um, do I have a trike or get a trike? Okay. Big Dave says get a trike. Well, not too many of them around. Uh, Rusi makes it. Rusi is the one that Bryant uses as a trike, but there are not too many of them around. And they don't have quads here for street. They don't. In Mexico, you can ride a quad on the street, not here. Um, thank you, Daniel. It's my first live. I'm getting through it. Uh, I don't think they don't have trikes here. Like if you're talking about motorized trikes, no, you can get by quads, but they're not street legal. You can't ride them on the street. Um, I got a personally. I don't know. I have a big mouth. Uh, that was Daniel. Uh, Marine. It's amazing how many people talk about, like John, instead of asking about the Philippines. Quit asking stupid questions. Well, I agree with you, John. Let's talk about the Philippines, but people have questions. Good job. Thank thank you, just Mike. Big Dave, you guys can read that message. Uh, I don't drive no, Kevin, I won't drive at night if I can help it. If I do, I lower my speed because truth, speed kills. So bottom line, I'll go 40 kilometers during the day. I don't do 70 or 80. You could. There's no speed signs here. There's no speed limits here. There's no speed minimums or maximums here. You can go as fast as you want. They don't give speeding tickets in Dumaguete. But the thing is, I just drive slower at night and keep my eyes open because night vision is not great for me. The lights bother me if they're bright lights on cars, and sometimes people just leave their brights on at night because they can't see either, and they don't have rules about that to drop your brights off when you have traffic within 300 well, I guess it would be feet in the U.S. Here it's everything's meters. So yeah, it's there's a lot of rules and laws that are not here yet. Thank God. That's all I can say. Um, so uh, okay, John Hill, you're gonna get a timeout for that one. Uh, so we're gonna give you a timeout. You just lost out, buddy. Okay, so let's hang out. Fritter, please repost your workout. Oops, videos. I need a good laugh. You're very funny. Uh, It's okay, Justin. I just got rid of him. Uh, Milton is the first time on a live stream. Well, thank you for joining us. Michael Ataz. I'm not sure if I'm saying that. My Filipino wife thinks Saudi gold is jewelry is better gold. I told her gold is gold in the quality of the jewelry and weight of gold. All she wants is Saudi gold. The reason why she's saying that because in Saudi they use 22, 23, and 24 karat gold. It's just a pure gold, but it's very soft and it wears very quickly. A lot of Asian countries use higher than 14 and 18 karat gold. There's some 10 karat in the USD, sorry, USA, but typically it's 14 karat or 18 karat. But when you come here to the Philippines, it's typically 18 karat. And if you go to any stores that are owned by Chinese, it's going to be minimum 18 karat, and they're going to have 22, 23, and 24 karat gold. Not very good for holding diamonds because it's so soft, you can lose gems out of 20, 22 to 24 karat. It's the alloys that bring it down in karat, and the alloys are stronger than gold. Um, it's a different color because the alloy changes the color. It's still yellow, but it's not as orangey yellow as pure gold. I could go into gold. That's a whole for a whole nother day because I did 45 years of gold refining. Um, where do you live in Duma? This is Scarlett's Escapades. Uh, well, if you look up Easy Rider Rentals, Scarlett, you'll see where I live. But I'm in Banalad. Banalad is south of Robinson's Mall. It's in Dumaguete, but it's on the way to Duma. I'm sorry, it's on the way to Darwin. It's um, it's still in Dumaguete, but it's on the south end of National Road. But if you look up Easy Rider Rentals, you'll see my home. It has maps on that. Oh, you guys are funny. How often can we? Oh, so live stream. So I have to get with Paul and find out what day he wants to do a live stream. Uh, I I'm gonna do this was the first live stream. I will come back on and do something and tell you guys I'll pick a particular day and time and try to do live streams on a regular basis. You guys can ask me any questions you want at this point if you want to know anything about the Philippines. We've gotten off subject several times, so I think I've covered motorbike safety. Difficult adjustment, but turned out not to be a big deal. Oh, it's very different here. Everything is different. A lot of people have a comfort circle. The comfort circle, you're inside the comfort circle. You know where the restaurants are. You know where the shopping is. You know where the gas is. You know what things cost. You know where your bank is. Everybody loves their comfort circle. It's very difficult for us older guys to go outside our comfort circle. Going outside the comfort circle is just not comfortable. That's why they call it a comfort circle. But the beauty of it is, and I've done it a couple times because in business I had to try going outside my comfort circle, and in life you can go outside your comfort circle. And I've traveled to different countries, and I found that I really enjoyed seeing different cultures, different ways. And the bottom line is, once you go outside your comfort circle, you never want to go back into your comfort circle because it's so enjoyable to go out there and enjoy life and see different people and meet different people. Now, the Philippines is special because I spent time in Mexico, I spent time in Thailand, been to Costa Rica, uh, Panama, quite a few places. So, bottom line is, Philippines is easier because they speak English. The people here are very friendly. They're very enjoyable. They'll help you. They stop. It's like stepping back in time here, anywhere from 50 to 75 years back in time. It's crazy, but they're nice. They're just nice here. It's very simple life here, and your money goes very far. So it's really good for people that are retired, my age, um, and you're on a particular budget, you can live here very nicely on 1,500 USD for a single person, or 2,000 for a family, $2,000 a month. Um, uh, my house costs me, and I have a 4 bedroom, 3 bath house on a big piece of property. I rent it, and it's under 600 US dollars a month. With utilities and everything else, it probably hits 700 US dollars a month, covering electricity, Wi-Fi, water, sewer, everything. Um, and it's a nice home. It's big. It's beautiful. And so, where are you going to get in Los Angeles? I don't even go to New York, but what do you? I came from Los Angeles area, and and even in Las Vegas, okay, you can't get anything. You can't even rent an apartment, I don't think, for $700 anymore, and cover all your utilities and everything. It doesn't happen anymore. So your money goes much further here. So if I spend $600 on my home, another $100 in utilities and everything else, the rest is going to be food, and food's cheaper here. Um, we don't have a lot of fast food in Dumaguete. And it's cheaper. You can easily just spend 200, 300 pesos a meal. Typically, I spend about 400 or 500 pesos on a meal because I like upgraded meals. Um, okay, Dan has some important stuff to tell me. All right. Uh, so no, there are not too many Jews, and they don't celebrate Passover here in W. Eh, and I'm not very Jewish. I am not into the stock market. I'm going backwards. Dan Dreams. I'm not into the stock market or crypto. I don't like things that are manipulated by other people or brokers uh, or anything that looks like a pyramid scheme. So I don't do it. Uh, let's go down. KBT. Do you have business hours for easy rentals? Will live stream be at a regular time? I'm going to try and live stream at a regular time. Right now, I'm a different day than you are. So, I am on Wednesday, and you're probably on Tuesday in the U.S. So I'm a day ahead. For me, it's nighttime. I'm at 8:16 p.m. and it's probably 8:16 a.m. on the East Coast. So, people are just waking up and finding the live stream. That's why we're getting more. Well, actually, I have. I've been running about 70, so I'm running about the same amount of people. Um, so, uh, so anyway, I will try to work out something. I'll figure out a schedule and I'll come back on and let you know a schedule. I'll do that now that I figured out how to go live. I'm just trying to read these. Uh, don't do kosher food, but I do have matzah here. I like matzah, so I had a friend ship it to me and matzah meal, so I can make matzo ball soup. In Cebu, Tito towards travel. He takes Grab and taxis. Yeah, they just don't have. Grab is not a Grab is available here, but only for motorbikes, not for cars. As my understanding. I could be wrong, but they have Grab for food here, but I think it's only motorbikes for traveling, and there is no taxis in Dumaguete yet. Uh, okay, so he's always doing religious events with expats. Well, that's cool, Jason, but I'm not into it. Uh, a daily live stream, yeah. I wish I had enough time. Can't do that, Dan. Um, I know there's a lot of Jewish people here. I'm just not Jewish. I'm born Jewish. I will die Jewish. No, but I'm not. I don't do any of the seders or the any of the religious things. Um, no, pork and chicken here is cheaper, Michael. I don't know what you're talking about. Eh, much of the meat is the same. The only thing that's costly is beef, but you can get pork and chicken here cheaper than the States, I guarantee you. Is there anything special paperwork for Philippines to travel to other islands by plane? I assume you mean by airplanes, or boats. Uh, no, no extra paperwork. You'll need a valid passport, possibly and or a driver's license. Uh, um, that was Joe. We're not going to blow. Okay, I arrived in Cebu City on Monday. A lot different than Olongapo. Uh, People don't seem too friendly here, but social media will eventually ruin the world. But still not. Well, they didn't have Facebook here for years. Unfortunately, they're catching up. Um, so anyway, unfortunately, we actually are ruining their country by coming here, in my opinion, because we're bringing our bad habits here. We just do our loud voices, or we get in trouble here because sticks and stones will break my bones, but uh, names, words will never hurt me. Well, that's not true here. They're very susceptible to people raising their voice or calling them names, and you literally can get in trouble for that here. If you start shouting, I got thrown out of Ground Zero once because I got upset with the manager there because they had no coffee and no Wi-Fi in a coffee shop, and for weeks, maybe even months. And I says, why don't you just go to the store and buy coffee? And what's the problem with the Wi-Fi already? And every time I went in, there was no Wi-Fi and then they didn't have coffee. And I says, who's running this place? What? I says, did you contact corporate? Oh yeah, I did 2 weeks ago. I said, well, maybe it's time to do it again, and I brought my typical mouth from Los Angeles. Could have been worse. It could have been a New Yorker. And I says, you're not really doing your job. And oh, she got very upset. She threw me out, and I was banned for a while. uh, yeah. Um, well, a sister-in-law. Well, I don't have a sister-in-law. Your child. uh, Oh, thanks, Victor. Um, he likes my channel. Okay. Let's see. Oh, you're gonna be here in 3 weeks. Cool. You'll have to look me up if you get to Duma. You're right. What a cheap house. They are now 850,000 for a home in Mission Hills. Oh my Lord. When I left there, and that was only about 5 years ago in the San Fernando Valley, you could buy homes for 200,000, 250. So it's shocking what's going on in Los Angeles area. It's just too crazy. Um, and they used to be same with cars. You could buy cars here under 20,000, nice cars. So, uh, oh yeah, uh, this is from Terry the Wolf. Terry, a 160cc has plenty of power. You literally could just about pull a wheelie if you go way back on the back tire. That thing has power. You'll feel the rush when you gun it. You also could change the CVT, which is a transmission, and get a more torque on the low end. Um, you're welcome, Victor, for the ebook. If anybody wants the ebook, it's Goldfinger the Goldman 3 at gmail.com. I wish I knew how to put that up there, but if you look at any of my other videos, they'll say you how to get the free ebook. It's all about before you come to the Philippines. It's also has information what to do before you get here, what to pack, what to bring, and what to expect. And then it gives you about 3 to 6 months worth of information of what to do when you get here. So I did that book last year, and I only upgrade it now every 3 months or so. We're on version 33, um, and it started off with version 1, so it's grown. It used to be just 5 pages, and now it's 45 pages. So cheese is expensive, Eastern Creamer. Cheese is expensive, and cheese is very cheap in Mexico. But cheese is about the same price as expensive it is in the Philippines. It's about the same price as the U.S. So cheese is expensive, and you got to get the real cheese. But it's real cheese. It's not fake. Um, does Carolyn have a sister for me? I need to merge out public. No, Carolyn does not have a sister. She has, I think, 4 brothers. So no. Um, yeah, yeah. The 160 has plenty of power. You'll feel it. It'll move. You want to put the pedal to the metal type thing. Yeah, being very defensive Jerry is has a new meaning here. You have to drive very defensively. You have to basically look out for the other guy. Um, well, I see. If not Americans, then others. Plus, I don't know what you're talking about, KB. Let's see. Well, you get all types of people that come here from all over the world, and some of them they bring their bad habits with them. Um, Dan, Ground Zero's good. I don't think their food's great. They have a few dishes that are pretty good, but if you want good pizza or Italian, you're gonna go someplace else, probably to up the street. To Why Not? The best coffee, in my opinion, is Bose. But if you really want to get good coffee, you're going to go up to Valencia and go to Freak, Freak, and they have the best coffee, some of the best coffee. Yeah. Thanks, Richard. The ebook is packed with too much information. I started rating restaurants and hotels, so it's almost honestly getting to be too much work to keep it up. Um, Do the hill gradients quickly sap the available power? I don't know what that. Love the charity video you've done with Paul. Thank you, Victor. I understand prices are up. I haven't been in the U.S. in 5 years. I went to Mexico. I've been here for a little over 2 years. I went to Mexico for 2 years during the COVID to get out of the whole situation of being locked down. and then I spent 6 months in Thailand. I like Thailand. Thailand food's really great. Um, Mexican food and Filipino food is pretty much fried, not real good for you. But you can get vegetables and fruits here. I mean, you can eat well here. Um, but yeah, uh, yeah, nobody has money for jewelry anymore, and definitely Filipinos don't have jewelry. I got a lot of people ask me where to get a diamond ring or where to get things sized, and there's a local jeweler I send them to, but I don't have personal information about this local jeweler, but I've just gotten feedback from people saying he did a very good job. So, um, mm, Michael, okay, well, I don't find pork and chicken being the same prices as in the U.S. They're cheaper here. It's definitely cheaper. Yeah, gold shirts. I don't know. Maybe the Goldfinger Minute. I really like ADV 160. Um, yeah, the 160 ADV, uh, Canada Philippine Adventures, is the same. It's both the same as the PCX. They're both Hondas. They both have the same engine. The problem I have with the ADVs were they used to be taller. They're not taller anymore. The new 2025, or maybe even the 2024, is about an inch lower, and they're a heavier frame and they're stiff. So it's a great highway bike for going long distance. It has better riding ability and shock ability for going long distance, but riding in the city, it's a little bit stiff, and I found it a little bit not as nimble as a PCX. So I use the PCX. I've had people use the ADV and then rent the ADV for a week and then rent the PCX for a week, and maybe they even started with the 125. The 125 is kind of small; it's underpowered. All Hondas say, and then they ride. They go right from a 125 to an ADV, and then they go to a PCX and they prefer the PCX. But I think it's all. You could also try the PCX. Is a 160, and Honda, and the uh, NMAX is a Yamaha 155, and they're very similar. I think the seat's more comfortable on the NMAX. They're a little different ride. Some people prefer one over the other. I like them both. Um, Milton, you can get my book. Uh, Goldfinger. It's all one word. Goldfinger, the Goldman 3 at gmail.com. If you look at any of my other videos, it has it in the middle of the video. I'll have it at the bottom. Um, I understand, Dan, that there's quite a bit of hidden gold um, from the Japanese invasion here. A lot of valuables were buried, and they're still looking for it. But oh, they were hidden away. There's booby traps. It's evolved. Is there gold here in the ground? Eh. And then you're saying about detector. Maybe on the beaches would be a good idea. They don't have detectors. You have to import one, bring it with you, or buy one online. Um, Not too many people have beach detectors here. Once in a while, you'll see somebody will come and they'll look at it. But the thing is, people don't have money for gold here. So if you find anything, it's going to be steel or plated. It's not going to be gold. They don't have money here for gold here. They just don't. So typically, jewelry here is silver or steel or gold plated, gold filled. Yeah, Bose is good. Bring your own brew my own coffee. Now, but Bose, yeah. Did you know Paul back in the States? I did know Paul, Old Dog in the States. We both went to the same high school, Chatsworth High in Chatsworth, California. I didn't actually know him at Chatsworth High. I met him later when I went to go buy a car at Keys Motors in Van Nuys, and he was the closing agent. But we both did go to the. I might have run into him, but he's 1 year older than me, so he was in one grade higher than me. Um, let's see. There are no strip clubs in Dumaguete. There are some clubs for dancing. There's no strip clubs. There's no gambling here. Um, Hi, it seems your volume is set lower. I have you on speaker while I get ready to work here in New York, and your volume is lower than other channels for whatever reason. I could fix that. Somebody else tell me if the volume's a problem, and I'll raise it. Great info on the PCX NMAX. I had and no compression for an ADV. I had no comparison for an ADV 160, but and then it comes down to personal it's true. It's personal preference. If you're tall, taller people typically go for the ADV because it's a taller bike. But the power is the same on the PCX, and you won't notice 5 horsepower difference on an MX versus a PCX. And again, you could change the CVT transmission and put in smaller weighted rollers, so it'll give it more torque on the bottom end. Um, yeah, you should talk Justin from Critter or Hunter. I don't know why you call it Critter Hunters, Critter Republic, but that's okay. Um, in any case, you should talk over at Freak Coffee Shop. Maybe he'll set you up. Maybe he's looking for another location. He opened up 2 Freaks. Maybe he wants to open up another location. I believe his name. I have trouble with his names. Maybe it's not Julian. I thought it was, but maybe it is. But anyway, you go to the owner of Free Coffee Shop in Valencia and see, because his coffee is one of the best, and he doesn't have a whole lot of room there. It's a very small place. So um, Billaran from Dumaguete. Well, maybe I don't know where Billaran is, so maybe Jason knows. He can answer that. Um, Small world, yeah, it's a small world. Um, but I was having conversations with Paul. I signed up on Paul, subbed to him. I was a subscriber to Paul in 2019, and he didn't hit 1,000 yet subscribers. He was still under 1,000. Uh, so so yeah, I've known him for a long time. Especially, I wanted to come here in 2020, but they closed the Philippines down, and I couldn't come in due to COVID-19. Um, no volume issues with Canada, Philippines. Well, if anybody else has any volume problems, let me know, and I can raise the volume a little bit. Usually, I have a big mouth, so I don't want to overpower the microphone. I can bring it a little closer to me, and that'll help a little. Anyway, so uh, so yeah, I love the Philippines. Guys, I've been at this for a while, and this is just a demo, kind of a try. 6:49. I'm going to cut it off at about 10 minutes. It'll be 2 hours, and 2 hours flew by pretty fast. But I'll appreciate everybody asking questions and stuff. I'll be doing lives pretty often soon on a regular basis now that I know how to do it. But I also like recording with other people and getting information for the Goldfinger Minute. I like interviewing people. We have a studio here, and I could put them across from me and do a kind of a Joe Rogan type of thing. I like that. Um, and no volume issues. Okay. Is there a brothel there? No, no brothels here. Dan. Um, yeah, no Tim Hortons here. No, there's no fast food. Not Duma. Duma's small. Uh, Thailand has lots of good jewelry and gold. Well, yeah, but Thailand has more money. They have more money, especially in Bangkok. I don't know about Manila because I didn't spend any time in Manila. They might have some jewelry stores in Manila, but um, I don't know. Maybe this. I'm a graduate gemologist. I went to GIA. I studied. I became I became a master jeweler in making jewelry and everything else. I don't think they have that kind of education here, but maybe some people went to the U.S., got the education, and came back to the Philippines. If you're still entertainment business, your name would be Gold Member. Well, my name was Goldfinger before that movie came out, Gold with Gold Member. But that's funny when I changed my name, people would say Gold Member because that was I can't think of his name now, but everybody got confused between Goldfinger and Gold Member. They used to call me Gold Member. And I go, no, it's just the finger. It's not the other part of my body that has gold on it. I actually have a gold nail, so it's acrylic, guys. It's not real gold, so you don't have to worry about stealing my nail. Ah, funny story. When I first got here, sir, B&B near Ayala told LDR, maybe at the, I didn't know, might be. Okay, so that was Bose. Bose is very popular in Cebu. Maybe we're in Cebu. I only know one Bose here in Dumaguete, but when I was in Cebu, in the Ayala Mall, let's see, I got here. Yeah, you were in the Ayala Mall. So in the Ayala Mall, they have 3 or 4 bows on different floors and different sides. It's a huge mall, and Mike's from Philippine. Um, anyway, he said, "Hey, meet me at Bose." I go to Bose when I was in Cebu, And I'm going, no, that's not it. And then I went to another Bose. No, no, he's not there. So then I sat and finally had some coffee, and I said, I'm sitting at Bose. I don't know where you are. And he goes, I'm above you at another Bose. So it was crazy. So yeah, they have a bunch of Bose in Alamo coffee shop. Um, a little too cold in Canada. Well, I didn't like the snow either. I don't like snow, so you're not going to get that here. Oh, thank you, Austin Powers. Thank you. Yeah, Austin Powers was gold member. I couldn't think of his name. And when that movie came out, everyone was calling me. Oh my God, everybody's calling me gold member, and they forgot my name's Goldfinger. And I go, yeah, yeah, it's a different part of the anatomy, guys. Anyway, thank you. Uh, uh, no, I'm not gonna have girls here. I have a fiance, Carolyn. I don't think she's gonna go for that, Dan. Um, I do interviews with girls there. I had one. I was supposed to have another one today. She didn't show. Surprise. Uh, and but I obviously when you have girls and you interview a girl, your views go way up with girls. Okay. So I think Saturday I have Anna coming. So Anna will be coming on Saturday, she told me yesterday. So I'm going to try and hit her up on it and see if she can come. Anna's a sweetheart. So you'll like Anna. She's cute and little. But anyway, I hopefully I'll have some more girls come on here because people seem to like it. Maybe we could do a live with Anna. I told her to wear a bikini, but I don't think she will. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, Baby May. Yeah, Baby May gets all the girls in bikinis, and she does. She learned real quick that having girls in bikinis and doing washing the car, swimming in the pool, washing clothes, or going over to the rivers in bathing suits and doing slow mo on the girls as they walk away from her. She's yeah, she learned real fast. That really gets the people to watch you. Uh, yeah, we're not having a brothel here, guys. I'll have to tell you the time that I actually did get a license in Las Vegas for a uh, oh, I don't want to call it a brothel. It wasn't a brothel, a dating service, and I had it was oh my Goldfinger, OMG, OMG girls. That's what it was called. Oh my Goldfinger or OMG girls, and in Vegas for a few months, brought in a 50 line special phone system, had security guards, had electric gates, had a lounge for the girls to be in, was planning on doing something. And then I was actually approached after a few weeks by a organization that said, you don't do this kind of thing unless you come to us first and you have to give us 70% of your take. And they were Italian. And I go, oh, oops, never mind. Excuse me, I get dry. Anyway, so I was going to open up. I spent a lot of money too. I think I lost 30 or 40,000 on the whole thing, but I used it for my offices for gold refining because I had gold refining in Las Vegas for several years, gold, silver, and platinum refining. I had offices, but it was upstairs. It was by itself. I had to get approval. No churches or schools within so many miles or thousands of feet. I don't remember what it was, but I did get the license for it, and I was already ready to go. But then I was approached and said that I have to use their limos. I have to use their girls, and I have to give them 70%. And I probably would have still made money, but and I have to raise my rates. I'm not going to do that. Let's see what else we got. Uh, it'll get hot soon in Canada. Yeah, I'm sure it does. Yeah, but I can't take the cold. Canada Philippine adventures. I can't do it. I'm sorry, I don't know your first name. Um, it's just too cold for. I don't like snow. My body won't take it. Do a video of the shop. I like seeing the mechanic side of things. Well, I don't actually have a shop. I have I rent. I should say, Carolyn rents bikes from our home. I have a big area where the bikes are, and I have a little garage that stocks the helmets and some tools. And if I need oil changes or repairs, I just take it to Honda, which is literally couple thousand feet up the road from me, for any kind of repair work. So, but I will do a video, a walk around video, or Paul will. I think Paul will do it because I don't usually do walk around videos. Paul might, with me in it of my home and show what I did to it, the improvements, because I spent a lot of money here. Um, I spent at least 500,000 pesos. Somebody help me out. That's $10,000. I don't know. 500,000. So 50 or 60,000 is $1,000. So it's 10 times that. So I spent $10,000 fixing the place up. I spent another 5,000 having to buy furniture. I bought new refrigerators, new stove, a water system, vents on the roof. So, and then I spent another 200,000 on the podcast room, so the studio. So I have just a little over 1 million pesos spent. Uh, and I don't own the house, I rent it. And a lot of people go, that's crazy. Well, you know what? I didn't want to own the house. I may eventually buy it. The bottom line is I have a 15-year lease. And with a 15-year lease and my rent is 35,000 pesos, again, it's about 56, 57, maybe it's even down to 55 pesos to the dollar. So, 35,000 I felt that was a fair price. Now, if I wanted to rent the place today after I did all these improvements, because I painted everything, I put in pavers, I did a lot of improvements. I put in a water system, a pressure system. I put in 3 split air conditioning units. It didn't have air conditioning in the most main part of the house. So the bottom line is I spent a lot on the house, but I plan on living here a long time. And then I figured, you know what? They're going to have a hard time selling this house in 10 years, 7 to 10 years. The guy that owns it's quite old. My understanding he's in his 80s. And and if they want to sell it, who are they going to sell it to when they have the rent stuck at 35,000? So I'm the best candidate to buy the house. They could take the money and go and buy something else if they want to have a rental income. Um, but right now, if I want to rent this house after I did all these, and I'm still improving, I'm still painting, still cleaning, and I'm doing the walls. It's completely walled in, has walls, high walls, and and if and I'm stripping the walls and I'm painting it with a base and I'm painting it with an enamel, and it's gonna be very colorful. But if I want to rent the house now, I would say it's probably going to go for closer to 45 or 50,000 a month. Does not have a pool. It's not on the beach. It's on the opposite side of the road of the beach, but it's close to National. But I also have signage and have Carolyn has licenses to run the scooters, so business, and it's licensed and everything. So bottom line is, if they ever sold it, I told Carolyn, if something happens to me, sell the business as a going operating business with the home because I have sublease rights. I said, charge them 50,000, 60,000 a month, and they already have a business going. Charge them for the bikes and then charge them 10 times whatever the gross is per month. Right now we're running anywhere from 75 to 150,000 gross a month. Very little cost once you buy the bikes. The bikes are paid for. I have 18 motorbikes, 2 e-carts, electric carts. So 20 vehicles in all. And I said, you could sell it like right now. If I sold it, I would want 10 times my monthly, the minimum monthly 75. So 750,000 just for that. Then they have to pay for the bikes and the e-carts. And then they also have to pay the rent, and they can rent here, and I could pocket the difference of 35 to 60, 65,000 so I could rent. So she'll be able, if something happens to me, she'll be able to have a nice income. She would not live here by herself. It's a lot of house, it's a lot of grounds, it's a lot to take care of. But luckily we have a lot going on. But she's not going to be doing podcasts or videos. She's not going to be running the business full time on her own because I do a lot of things for her. I'll have my guy check the air pressure and change oil, like I said, and order repair when people have accidents. I answer the phone. So anyway, that's a whole nother story. Um, let's see. Let's go. Oh, I missed. I got to catch up here. And it's still going. Yeah, so it's been a couple hours. I think I need to call it quits. It's going to be 2 hours and 5 minutes. Um, Yeah, yeah. Paul and I, we banter. Paul and I, this is Jerry Stanley. Yeah, Jerry, we just banter. We just hit off each other. We're both kind of, we both have that personality where we just kind of bounce off each other. Of course, I talk too much, and he's learned to tell me to shut up. If he shut up for a minute, I get a word in. I just met him this morning for coffee, actually. I was leaving. He was coming into Octagon, and I sat there and they were making jokes about how I constantly talk. It's true, I talk too much. Uh, yeah, you know what? But the thing is, Michael, if I pay girls to come here and they line up, somebody will find a problem with that and say, why are they coming into a closed room, into a house, girls lined up, and I'm paying money? They're going to look at it the wrong way, and I'm going to I'll be in violation for, the rumors and things get twisted here very quickly, and people come up with all kinds of crazy ideas of what you're doing. If I had girls coming here on a regular basis, either you're dealing in drugs or I'm dealing in sex. So we're not going to go there. The kids at the school still need a cover over their courtyard. Yes, the kids still need one of the schools needs a cover over the courtyard. It's millions of pesos. I ain't going there. It's too big of a fundraiser for me. The last fundraiser I did was 360,000 pesos for a complete computer room with a big screen TV, 24, I think, or 25 pads, notepads, notebooks, and a teacher had a high-end laptop. Um, and we did all the electrical for it. We put in it had an air conditioner. Thank God. We put in it was in a secured room with bars. They have a security guard there. I had to put in a safe in the location so that everybody could put the stuff away, so it'd be locked up in a cabinet that was protected. And then I also had a 75-inch big screen and a printer. We put in. They didn't have a printer on the school, so we bought a commercial printer that'll print black and white and color, and bought them multiple cartridges for the color and everything. So they'd have it was 360,000 pesos. Somebody else could do the math on that. It was quite a bit. It took a lot. A lot of people came forward. Um, I usually will donate 25,000 pesos a month towards the kids. I was going to do a project. I'm still trying to do a project right now where I put fans in classrooms for the summertime. It's starting to get very hot here. They don't have air conditioners and they don't have fans in the classrooms. Uh, Danny DuBois did it last year, and I helped him, and he raised funds for one school. And so I'm trying to do another school myself, but I'm going to do it a little different because his fans were on stands, and I want to fasten them to the wall so they don't grow feet and walk away. So what I want to do, if anybody wants to help raise funds for the kids, I'd like to. We'll get drills, we'll get screws, we'll drill them into they're concrete walls here. They're not wood. They use all concrete here. They don't have forests here, so they have bamboo, but they don't build commercial buildings out of bamboo typically. So they're all cement. So you have to drill the cement and then you have to attach them to the walls, and it has to be near where the cord could reach an outlet. And I have to get approval for all that from the school. So it's a little bit more difficult and it's going to take a little more time. Um, so, but that's the project for the summer. You can find Easy Rider rentals on Google, uh, eh, KB. Um, Easy Rider rentals in Dumaguete, Philippines. So it's not, you can call me on the telephone and make an appointment. I sometimes I hear it's probably best to make an appointment. Yes. Um, I don't do Bergman scooters, so I do only I only do Honda and on Yamaha. Hi Gary. Thank you for subscribing a channel and wants you to a dog channel. I sent you an email with some feedback, just my opinion. Thank you, Gary. I'll look at it a little bit later. Missed the start. Are you going to put up so I can see from the beginning? I have no idea. This is my first live. I don't know if it automatically does that or not. Be honest with you. I assumed it saved it. I have no idea if it was something I was supposed to do to record it, but I don't know. Um, well, people do. I've had people call me at 9 o'clock at night or even 2 a.m., which I don't answer the phone and want to know if I rent bike, we'll rent a bike. But a lot of them would just want to rent it for the day, and I don't do daily rentals, Joe. So, uh, yeah, I know people that bothered him at his door. I don't mind people bothering me. Um, Wyoming has snow. Yee. Last night, I don't like snow. I paid 12,000. This is Mark Richard. I paid $12,000 for a diamond ring 30 years ago, and want to sell it. And the jewelry stores would offer me about 4,000. I think gold holds more value than diamonds. Well, there's a monopoly on diamonds. Unless you get a full certification on the diamond, um, from either GIA or EGL in the USA, and you're gonna have to go around. But it's like everything else. You go to sell something, they try to steal it away from you. So it probably when you pay 12,000, it was retail, so there was a four-time markup. So it probably was only worth about 4,000, uh, when you bought it. And so you're getting offered 4,000 today. So, and because they're going to resell it, or they're going to take it apart and melt the gold. So I wouldn't sell it. I would get rid of, if you don't need the ring anymore. You didn't say if it was a lady's ring, it just says diamond ring. You didn't say if it was a lady's ring, you got divorced or what the situation is, but diamonds do hold their value better on quality diamonds. I can but you have to have a certified quality diamond to begin with, and then not wear it because you could damage a diamond. They're hard as hell, but they do chip because they are brittle. So the difference between hardness is its scratchability, say, but diamonds do chip and break. So if you run a car over, you're going to grind it into the ground. You're going to damage the diamond. Um, uh, Probably sell the gold and keep the diamond because there'll be a time when you'll want another diamond again, and it'll cost you a lot of money to replace the diamond. You didn't say what size it is or anything else, so I don't know. But 30 years ago was a long time ago. Um, oh, thank you, KB. So, 360K Philippines, 6,350. I assume is USD. Okay. Um, Thank you, Herb. I love the kids. I always like doing stuff with the kids. Brace. Um, Live is automatic. Oh, okay. Thank you. I had no idea. I said it was my first time. Uh, Carla keeps checking in on me like, "You're still talking?" Yeah, I could talk a mile a minute. I could talk until I fall asleep in the chair. If you see me dozing off, wake me up, somebody. I just watched you on Old Dog and you. I just watched Old Dog and you. I don't know. This was your first live. It is. This is Gary Johnson, and you're moving right along. Nice studio. Thank you. You're definitely a go first class. I got to get some pictures up, Gary. I got to get some pictures up. I've got a studio light coming in. I have a light that's going to go outside the door that's going to say live. Um, it says something live like uh, I don't remember recording live now. Don't enter something like that. And they're fluorescent light like red and yellow or blue. And we'll get Paul's going to get some pictures. Thought about a green screen. I actually bought a green screen and decided I might use one behind me because I don't like the drapes. I don't like the black drapes behind me. So I might very much like a green screen behind me, and I could put something up on it so you don't see these black drapes. Uh, uh, but I don't know how to do that yet. I didn't know how to use a laptop, guys. Literally 3 months ago, I was taking lessons on a laptop. Nick, a friend of mine, showed me how to use a laptop, turned me on to. I had to learn a lot. I had to learn about uh, uh, being able to edit, editing programs. There's ones that you download on your laptop. I bought a laptop. I bought cameras. We went through 3 sets of cameras, 4 sets of microphones. I had to get the audio correct. It took a lot. It took me 2 months to get everything right. We soundproofed the room. I put in. We had a through the wall air conditioner. It was too noisy. I had to go get a split air unit, split AC, which is actually right above me. I'm going to show you right now. I'm gonna tilt this up. Hopefully you can see it because there's a delay, but I have a split right above me and it has a silent mode. So I think you can see it, but I don't know because it's delayed for my video. I'll see it in a minute. And hopefully I put this back right too. We'll see in a second. Anyway, so there was a lot involved in this. Getting lighting. Lighting was a big deal. I had multiple different lights. Finally found the right lighting to light up both sides and both people across from me. Um, Monitors. I had to learn all this stuff. I didn't know any of it. So anyway, here's now I'm gonna be able to see if did you see? Oh yeah, barely see it. Okay, you can barely see it right above me. So anyway, it's a nice quiet split unit, a Kohler, and so it works really good. Um, uh, let's see. Let's go back. I missed something. So that was Gary. How much should an expat spend on an engagement ring here in the Philippines? I spent about $500 for a half carat. So in Cebu, and I had to go retail, but I shopped it. I looked. I had my own loop, so I was able to look at it. One store actually tried to sell me a moissanite as a diamond. I go, "These are not diamonds. There's no diamonds in this case." And it goes, "Oh no, they're all diamonds." I says, "I think you need to check with your manager. They're not diamonds. I can tell you the difference. I'm a graduate gemologist. These are not diamonds. They're moissanite." And I said, "Go ahead and go." Put it back in the case, lock up your case, go ask the manager. I says, I need a diamond. These are moissanite, and you don't have any diamonds in your store. And she came back. She says, I'm shocked because they called them diamond air or something called. She said, I always thought they were diamonds. And I says, yeah, your prices are great, but unfortunately, they're not diamonds. Um, so you got to be careful because she was selling me a diamond that's not, and she had no idea. So um, people that have retail stores don't always know the merchandise that they're selling. They just know the person that owns the store even knows this cost me this much. I want 2 times, 3 times markup, selling it for this much, but salespeople really don't know what they have. Um, uh, yeah, I'm not sure what Justin's talking about anyway. Uh, Add backdrop, not possible. AI backdrop. I don't know about AI backdrop, um, but I know they use green screens. Harrisburg, Martin from Harrisburg, Louisiana. Hello, Martin. I'm going to be signing off. I've already gone over 2 hours. Well, actually, let's see, 6:49, 7:49. Oh, yeah, I've gone over 2 hours. Oh, my goodness. I like the black drapes. They look great. Well, they're covering a window. It's nighttime anyway, right here. So we're at almost 9 o'clock now here, 9 p.m. So on a Tuesday night. So I'm a day ahead of you guys. Yeah, a day ahead of you guys. Interview Carolyn. Well, Carolyn is shy. I will bring her on one day, but she's shy. She's got to get dressed up and look right. Maybe when Anna, her friend, comes on Saturday, we can get her and Anna to come together. Carolyn's got a good personality. She's a very good looking woman too. So don't get any ideas. She's mine. Uh, you look better in low light. I agree. I look better with no light. Uh, uh, am I gonna have Paul's pick? No, I'm gonna have Paul here. I don't need his pick. Um, all right. When the wedding, you thought you were already called her your wife. I do call her my wife. Well, we've been together for 2 years and 2 months. Coming up on the 27th, I think it's going to be 26 or 27 months. I better look that up. Um, we've been together a pretty long time. I call her my wife because it seems like she's my wife. She nags on me like her wife. She gives me honeydews like my wife. Um, she, I don't know. She's half my age. I have a problem with that. She's 34. I'm 68. I'll be 69 in a couple months in June. Um, I have problems with that. I don't know. I don't want to mess her up because she can go. If something happens to me, she can certainly find another guy. I don't know. I'll think about it, but at this point, I'm not ready to get married. I don't know when. We'll see. All right, guys, I'm going to wind it up. It's been a couple hours plus. I've been saying I'm going to wind it up for the last 30 minutes. To all those that are still watching, and it looks like I got rid of the trolls at least. I timed out the trolls long enough; they didn't bother me anymore. So that's cool. I appreciate everybody coming on. We still have 70 people viewing. I got 70 likes. Cool. Appreciate it. I'll do another one. I might do it nightly at first just to get practice at it. So I'll probably come on again my night, your day, your morning. I'll probably come on again tomorrow night and do it for a few nights in a row so I get practice at it and understand it better. Um, I don't even know how to stop it, to be honest with you. It says there's no, oh, it says end stream. I see it now. Okay, so I'm still learning this stuff. Um, anyway, I'll probably come on another night because I have time at night. I actually have time in the morning and time at night, but usually I get a lot of emails and comments I have to answer. So you're welcome, Gary. Glad to have been part. Appreciate it. Nights are good. Will put me to sleep. Well, you're my mornings, so you're your nights, and I need coffee in the morning. See ya, Jason. Thank you. Um, Anyway, guys, I'm sorry. See you, Justin. I said Jason. See you, Justin. Appreciate you watching. I'm gonna sign off. Um, I'll do a home tour, Dan. I'm probably going to have Paul do the home tour while I talk because he does a lot of walking around with his cell phone where he put mics on. I don't have portable mics like he does. He has these new fancy ones that clip on your lapel or shirt, and I'm going to have him do that. It's a nice house, but I did spend a lot of money on it. I made it nice. It wasn't looking very good, and I ended up painting it and cleaning it and getting rid of a lot of trash and spent a lot on it. So it's getting better and better every day. Anyway, signing off, guys. I do have silver put away, Dan. I strongly suggest silver, even though gold's the leader. Um, anyway, that's another story. But I believe in silver, and the only silver you should put away, in all fairness, to tell you, and that's probably another time we'll have to talk about that, is fine silver in 1 ounce or smaller denominations, because when silver goes, and it's going to go over to 50, it's going to go probably should be at about $150 an ounce right now, and it's sitting around 30. I haven't watched in a while, but I have some 100 ounce. I have a lot of 100 ounce and 1,000 ounce bar. They're too big because they're going to be too much money, and I don't want a tax liability on it. So I'm going to have to move it to another state. There's tax liability in Las Vegas, and they're stored in Las Vegas. I have to move them to another state where there's no tax on the sales if you're a resident there. Of course, I'm not a resident of the U.S. too much anymore, but I could use somebody's address, maybe, I don't know. And the other problem is, of course, you start trading large 100 ounce bars, and it's, let's say, $100 an ounce, and you have a 100 ounce bar, so you have too much money there. It's 100,000, 10,000 bucks. Who's what are you gonna? And you may end up doing bartering. So it's better to have small denomination. You want pure silver. I don't believe in coin silver anymore. Coin is 90% silver, and it's I don't believe in coin silver because it's not pure, and they're not buying it for the antique value. It's just another way of buying silver. If you're gonna buy silver and invest it, you want pure silver. Um, Sterling silver is 92.5%. Sterling jewelry, not a great investment. You have to sell it, and it's only 92.5%, and it has to be refined. So just automatically get 1 ounce rounds. There's a place called San Diego Refining that has they used to be around for years, and they're a pretty good deal. There's a few outfits. I used to write for the outfits that sold precious metals years ago. I used to write articles about it before the year from 1990 to 2000. I used to write articles about it, but we'll talk about it another time. Anyway, 1 ounce or smaller denominations. I like Canadian maple leafs myself. The American eagle, the buffaloes, they're nice. They're nice to look at, but Canadian maple leafs are well known and they're very popular. You could buy a monster box, which is 500 coins still, and it's still probably in my opinion, it's still very affordable. It will go. It's a follow. Silver is a follow. It's a secondary precious metal. Gold is the number one. Anyway, I'm talking too much. See what happens. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. I'm signing off. Bye, everybody. We'll talk about precious metals another day. You all take care. Bye bye now. Thanks for watching.